Greetings, Commanders, and welcome back to the Simulated Series. Today we're looking at a Never Sleep Commander. Remember, Nekajiro, Vega, and Medusa are the three Never Sleep Commanders. They're very good commanders, and their B commanders are less, so they're easy to awaken. We call them Never Sleeps. Medusa has been overlooked for a long time. The tank build was kind of used on Elf. I mean, like an accuracy tear space build with HP. It was mostly used on Elf. Walkers really weren't doing the Medusa tank build thing. We saw it now and again, but mostly with Sui gear. But today, I've got Maniac's Medusa running Steam Cannon and basically legacy gear. It's just accuracy, HP, and damage reduction with the Void Skater troops. Cassiopeia, Leotaurus, Virgo for gems, right? 2 guaranteed hits. Cassiopeia makes us immune to being debuffed. Steam Cannon removes our opponent's buffs. And then Virgo makes them go last, lowers their damage a bit. Awakening Crit Wither, so we're not getting hit really hard by the just damage comms. That's going to be our biggest matchup, right? Because running Steam Cannon takes away our defensive commander's bonuses. So we're going to be able to crush through the Elves and Rogers and Hancocks of the world, at least in theory. But the weird thing about this Medusa build is I kid you not, I think Medusa is going to be like just under Elf. Like Elf's going to be above everyone, and then there's going to be this Medusa. So I've only been able to see one replay where Medusa loses, but she beats all the matchups she shouldn't. So let's start with this. Okay, so let's just think conceptually, what is this Medusa build? Okay, high HP, low defense. High damage reduction, low dodge. So, commanders that are going to be focusing penetration aren't going to be hitting us as hard as commanders that would focus damage. Plus, all the benefit they're getting from penetration and skills like breakdown and non-violent resistance aren't going to affect us as much. So we're getting our tank ability from HP and damage reduction in total. Well, damage reduction lowers tear space damage and spell damage, right? And overall crit damage, regular combat damage. And then HP absorbs spell damage. So Elf's Curse isn't going to be hitting us that hard. We have a huge pool of HP. That HP is also our damage source for the Void Skater Teal 12 HP troop that we're going to be getting pretty much all of our damage from. So let's start with a replay before we go any longer. Okay, so this is the obvious matchup we're trying to beat, Rogers, right? So we take away Rogers' defensive stance. Doesn't matter if he's running whatever other skill he's running. We're going to be hitting him with tear space. And you can see in this replay, this Rogers is no slouch. Look at this gear. Okay, level 40 gear, Thor's Rogers, penetration build. Probably like Titan's better on him, but either way, you can see how much damage the tear space does without the defensive stance. It kills 700. Okay, so with Steam Cannon running, there's nothing that this Rogers is going to do that's going to bring him back from this damage output deficit. We're just doing way more damage than him. Each turn, we're doing huge hits, and within 2 or 3 rounds, he's dead. So this is a 2-minute replay. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it. There's the breakdown. So it should be a decent hit, but he's running penetration gear, so he's not getting much value there. So don't put too much equity in that. Granted, he's already lost some troops. Okay, but yeah, nothing really on a hit. The hit was weak there. Also, you know, the Cassiopeia does have a little damage reduction built in, and it makes us immune to debuff. So, you know, things like Cepheus and Virgo aren't going to affect her. Really powerful showing. Got to remember, Medusa is a poor man's commander. Okay, she's an easy S-class. She's easy to awaken. Okay, she's built in with sonar, 40% guaranteed hit to all your troops. And because we're not really worried about the scaling of how hard sonar hits, we just want the hit, and all of our damage is coming from tear space. We're just going to be continually hitting each turn, getting that value. So let's not drone on about that. Let's show the next replay. So Nekajiro, you think the best way to overcome her is beat some HP, use some Sagittarius, and just hit her really hard. So here's Graw's Nekajiro. There's the gear. You can see the gear. All damage gear. Pure damage gear. Okay? Magiwell Pants, Destruction Helmet, Double Titans. Okay, so sonar goes off. Taurus, big melee hit. We're not really worried about the melee hits. There's a Steam Cannon. The melee hit still kills 900. Tear space kills the rest. Remember, a lot of these infantry builds are just glass cannons, so they can't really take the hits. They can dish them out, but they can't take them. So watch this. Andromeda goes off. There's the hit. Does one shot. Okay, so Nekajiro is still capable of doing a lot of damage, but not really able to receive it. So you got to ask yourself, this is such a powerful combo. What's going to just overwhelm it? What easily beats it? Well, anyone that can negate tear space damage. Since our full damage is coming from tear space, we need to negate as much as possible. That means we need to not get hit. Okay, so if we can debuff her sonar or guaranteed hit, that would help. And then we need to drop the tear space damage. Okay, so we need to increase our HP and increase our damage reduction. There's only one build in infantry that can do it, and that's the Stella build. And that's the next replay, because as convincing as this is, I'll go ahead and finish the replay. You can just see she only loses one slot. The rest she just crushes through. Okay, as convincing as this is, the Stella replay on the other end is even more convincing. So Keb was able to help out here with his ghillie. He ran dual blades. Now remember, dual blades is, I think, Mysterious Warrior's skill, just like Robin's chain. It disables tear space. So if she lands dual blades and she has a ton of accuracy, she still might land a melee hit, but we can't trigger our skills or tear space. Okay, but, that's not, oh, that's the wrong replay. And the reason it's not the end of the story is because she runs Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia will stop dual blades. Okay, so it's not foolproof, right? It's obviously, Cassiopeia is not enough to stop the entire Stella offset, because at the end of the day, you have a Stella tank build, which is essentially the same build as the Medusa build, just for infantry, except Stella is going to be going 2 or 3 times, doing 2 or 3 times more attacks each round. Okay, Medusa has the sweet advantage, but a little bit of resistance weaken fixes that. Fact is that she's going to be able, Stella's going to be triggering her terror space 2 or 3 times more often. And that's really what does all the damage here. The dual blades, you might get a little value here and there. Cassiopeia is going to fix that as soon as it pops off. Virgo messes things around a bit, but you can just see that Stella's doing enough damage with tear space that Medusa has to act fast to really do something about it. So I don't want this video to be too long. I just want to say, like, it's really fascinating to see that not only is a Never Sleep Commander going to be at the top of the meta again, it's Medusa. And she's been in this exact gear and build for the last 3 months, 4 months. She's basically been overlooked. Adding Steam Cannon to her doesn't greatly make her a huge commander in the meta, right? She doesn't all of a sudden oh, well, she can just beat Rogers and she could just beat Reinhardt's now. It's like, yeah, but those are a couple commanders. What about the rest? Well, there's Elf that had to be contended with too. Apparently, Odad's Elf can just destroy this Medusa, which makes sense because you can't get full value out of your skills all the time. But also, Odad has way higher gear and research, so that's kind of be careful with that. Plus, it's also Elf. We expect her to win. But this build's been under our nose the whole time, and it's an affordable build. It's easy to keep. It's easy to get Steam Cannon now that event came out. You only need it at level 1. I think that if you are like a 200 to 300 million power player and you don't want to drop another 10, 20,000 to max out a skill, grab Medusa, awaken her up all the crit wither you have, build the accuracy HP gear in this guide I provided. You can download it in the description below and share it with your friends. And this is going to be a super viable build. I'm so stoked about this. I want to show you guys a couple more replay because the Black Lady and Beast destructive power build that I was droning on about is basically built to counteract these kind of defense comms. Oh, I should show you the end here. We'll go ahead and fast forward to show how convincing Stella is. But it's just strange because my Black, I don't have full penetration gear and the right research, but my Black just gets destroyed by this Medusa build. It just doesn't, she just doesn't dodge enough, right? Like that's the other thing is these Lady and Beast builds where they are, or King builds where they dodge and they hit really hard. If the opponent doesn't dodge, you don't get any value. So it's like it's almost a benefit that Medusa's not running dodge because she can absorb the hits from everyone else. And she just kind of nullifies a new whole tier of commander, these miss and hit harder commanders. I need to come up with a better name than miss and hit harder. All right, let's cap this video off with the replay of the Black destructive power build versus Medusa, which should be the answer to it. But it's not. So this is an interesting replay because in the first attack, you're going to see I get what I want. Destructive power, the best offense. Now remember, my combo only works well when I get both triggers and hits really hard, okay? So here comes the hit. I kill a lot. I kill 2,400, almost the full stack. But then she turns around, pops the Sonar Virgo, okay? Hits me, here comes the tear space. Only gets to kill a few because she lost most of her troops there, right? Doesn't do much damage. Here comes a proper hit. Okay, here comes the tear space. 1,200. 1,200 per hit from tear space. Unbelievable. Okay. Now, I mean, that's pretty much the tail of the tape here. She hits so hard with tear space. Even though I'm running damage reduction and a little bit of HP and a lot of defense, the defense doesn't matter. The damage reduction does, but the defense I have doesn't matter against her tear space. And she just rips right through me. So, I mean, you can kind of watch how this replay pans out. Not much damage is done here. The Awakening hit pretty hard there with the best offense. That was nice. A little stack there. But let's fast forward it. I mean, there's what's left. I basically just got outscored like 4 or 5 to 1. I'm amazed. I mean, I like this new Medusa build. I'm scared because as a Gilly main, the only way we're going to know how to fix this is just that Tank Stella build. Everything else gets melted. Ooh, I shouldn't say that. What a pun. Ugh. I've got to add in 2 more commanders here to this equation. I never mentioned the Dragon Slayer Shockwave with Vega's Breakdown, which should hit really hard. And also the, of course, Vega tier 12 HP normal standard, what is it called? The D-head Vega build. The tear space on Vega hits really hard if you run the Valkyrie helmet. So I think maybe that build will do it, but I'll show you what a Dragon Slayer looks like with penetration gear. God, I didn't show this one, did I? No, I didn't show this. Okay, so here's the Dragon Slayer with penetration. You expect her basically to one-shot. You expect her to one-shot this Medusa, right? There's a big tear space hit, kills 1,000 of them. Okay, 700, Scorpio Cepheus, huge shockwave. Scorpio Cepheus, huge shockwave. Only kills 200 there. Shockwave goes off and kills another 100. I mean, hits hard, kills like 600, 700 troops there. But she's killing 1,000 with just tear space. So there's just not enough survivability here. So I said that the only way we know to beat it was the Stella tank build. I'm thinking maybe like the hybrid Vega tier 12 HP build could do it, but it's such a rare build. We might start seeing now because Vega with Shockwave is quite good. I just think that everyone that was running the Vega tier 12 HP build has already switched their troops over to the tier 12 attack with Dragon Slayer penetration. So I don't know. There's probably going to be a lot of Vega holdouts that are happy that this may be a thing. I just need to get more proof on it. If you have any other suggestions on builds that can beat it, use the comments below and interact with the community. Let us know. Do you like this video? Hit a like on the video. Tell your guild mates. Download the little instructional little picture I made for it. And I don't know. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. 30% of you aren't. Come on, guys. Come on. We need to hit 10,000. All right. Bye.